Hello, everyone. In this video, we'll talk about the enterprise asset management or EAM systems, the leading ones for 2026. So let's dive right in. My name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent vendor agnostic technology advisory firm. We help our clients with technology strategy, system selection, change management. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is the top EAM systems for 2026. Before we look at the list, we are going to look at some of the decision factors that is going to drive, where each of these systems fit. So first of all, when we look at the EAM systems, we are looking for the best of breed systems and not necessarily just the module on top of ERP. In this particular case, you probably need a best of breed capabilities from the asset management perspective. Now, some of these solutions may be part of the ERP portfolio, but one thing that we consider for this list is that particular solution must be individually deployable, even though they might have integration with the suite. If it is individually deployable, then we will probably consider that as part of this list. Now, some of the differentiators that you're going to find on this list is whether they can support all asset types or just some of them. Some of these solutions are designed for very specific industry. They align them with other category. For example, let's say if they are more aligned towards MES, QMS, engineering-centric suites. If they are part of that, then they are going to be geared more towards manufacturing. Now, these manufacturing-centric EAM solutions may not be the best fit for example, let's say, if you're a logistics or telecom company, they require very different capabilities from the EAM perspective. The enterprise-focused solutions may be able to combine many different business models and many different asset types. That's why they are far more complex in general. So enterprise systems will have very different capabilities. So again, as I touch each of these systems, I'm going to talk about whether they are more for the enterprise or they might be designed for the smaller or mid-size segments. Generally, smaller or mid-size segments solutions will be leaner. They might support just fewer asset types. Then you have the integration scenarios. Some of these asset management systems, they will consider, for example, fleet integration, the hardware integration. Sometimes they are able to read data from all of these devices. They have alignment with the hardware vendors. Sometimes they are owned by these hardware vendors as well. So we are going to look at all of those factors, why they have these solutions as part of their portfolio. If there is going to be any sort of conflict of interest, we are going to touch on that. So the criteria that we have used for this list is product share. Acquisition strategy must be aligned to the EAM category. If it is not aligned to that, if they are focusing on something else, then we don't take them as seriously as the other vendors for whom the bread and butter might be enterprise asset management EAM. Then we look at product roadmap, community ecosystem, AI roadmap now, win rate, technology strategy, as well as investors. On that note, let's look at the list. Number 10 on our list is AssetWorks. And for the most part, when you look at AssetWorks, this is very SMB focused solution. If you're looking for slightly more cloud native centric solution, then this could be a great fit. It can cover both the properties and fleet. And when you are going to have exposure to properties and fleet, then they are probably going to work with the not-for-profit public sector. For the most part, they are going to have these needs. Majority of the companies, even manufacturing companies, are probably going to require both. Sometimes they maintain fleet, sometimes they don't, depending upon what you care for. They are going to have some other features And in this space, you are going to find things such as your polling features, whether you need to poll these assets, take any sort of actions. Now, these capabilities are probably going to be converted to your agentic capabilities. So depending upon how much R&D budget they have and how much capabilities they can develop themselves, they are a very small company in general. So not sure if they are going to have the AI capabilities on their roadmap, but that is something that you are going to see. So you might want to think about that as well as you are evaluating these solutions. The limitations that you are going to run into with them is they might not be as relevant for each of the geographies. Their exposure is limited for the most part. And again, the way their data sets are going to be, it's designed for ease of use, so they might not be as coded. So, for example, let's say if you care for inventory-centric accuracy, if you're looking for the financial state of the inventory as well, along with the count, etc., in those cases, then you are probably going to struggle with that. Again, this is supposed to be very interaction workflow-centric platform. It's not designed to be as thick overall from the financial operational processes perspective. If you care for that, then you might want to look for something else. But AssetWorks could be a great fit for the SMB centric use cases for smaller companies that are looking for easier solution, and that's number 10. Number 9 on our list is Aviva. And Aviva is a very different player compared to AssetWorks. AssetWorks is a very small solution. Aviva is much bigger. For the most part, Aviva is far more aligned in the OT market. They have a lot more solutions as part of their portfolio. They are going to have MES, QMS, all engineering sort of buckets that you would require that are going to be part of Aviva. So now, if you are very heavy in operational technology, OT centric processes from the manufacturing perspective, then Aviva could be a great fit. But then it's not as easy. The technology is not as modern. So you need to pay attention to that as well when you look at Aviva. And that might be too thick for smaller companies. So it might not be best for them. But Aviva is a great solution for those upper mid-market centric companies when they are looking for that manufacturing suite. And that's number 9. Number 8 on our list is upkeep, maintenance, management. And upkeep is a very similar solution as AssetWorks, very SMB friendly. So whatever benefits you are going to get with AssetWorks, upkeep is going to be very similar to that as well. And again, some benefits from their technology perspective, mobile friendly, cloud, easy to use. All of those things are probably going to be relevant just because it's a very light solution, a small solution. It's not designed for those mid-market enterprise-centric use cases. Now, some limitations that you are going to run into with them is the kind of hierarchy that you will have from the asset location hierarchy perspective, the way you need to tag your assets, the way you need to tag your locations, all of those could be a challenge. Again, it's not as comprehensive as a much bigger solution that we have as part of this list. And then sometimes, users do report some of the glitches. It could be because of customization, the way their environments may be configured, but pay attention to that when you are looking for this one. And again, the same data integrity issues that you are going to find with AssetWorks, just because their data sets are not as coded as some of the thicker systems, but again, they might not be as easy to use. So if you're looking for something that is really easy to use, then upkeep could be a great solution, and that's number 8. Number 7 on our list is Brightly, and this is part of Siemens Asset Essentials. So when you look at Brightly, again, in this particular case, Siemens has bought the solution so that they can promote their own devices, machines, and that's their primary motivation. So for the most part, this solution will have processes aligned to their machines and their own devices. So that is going to be a challenge. Now, this is a very SMB-centric solution, so it's not as thick as some of the other solutions. It's not as independent as some of the technology solutions that you're going to find in the market. For the most part, the implementation will be cheaper. And again, since Siemens is trying to sell the devices, sometimes they might throw the implementation for potentially for free as well. But again, the reporting is going to be very limited. So this is not necessarily the agnostic solution. If you want to build the agnostic architecture, where Siemens is not going to control your architecture, if you have machines from many different vendors, then you would probably require other solution. But let's say if you are a pure play Siemens shop, you care for that relationship, then this could be a great solution. And that's number 7. Number 6 on our list is MaintainX. And MaintainX would be much larger compared to the other two that we have seen so far, which is your upkeep as well as asset works. It's going to have much more layer that your mid-market companies are going to require, but still very technology friendly. They are very well funded, very well recognized in the private equity space. So again, they are going to have much thicker functionality, modern technology, and they are going to support far more facilities, asset types, hierarchies, locations, etc., that are going to be limiting with these smaller solutions. So if you care for that, that's number 6, MaintainX. Number 5 on our list is Fix. Now, Fix is also a very similar solution as MaintainX. They also have very similar layers, very similar technology footprint as well in terms of cloud, mobile, etc. But Fix is aligned with Rockwell the way Brightly is aligned with Siemens. Brightly is a much lighter solution. Fix may be slightly thicker. But again, Rockwell is trying to integrate everything from their perspective. They are going to enable the processes from their perspective. So there might be a little bit of conflict of interest with the Fix solution. So if you want something agnostic, then Fix may not be the best fit. But if you care for the relationship with Rockwell, you need tighter alignment with Rockwell machines. If you are pure play Rockwell shop, then Fix could provide better experience overall, just because their solution is going to be far more aligned. So depending upon what you care for, Fix could be a great fit, great modern technology, and that's number 5. Number 4 on our list is Oracle EAM. And Oracle EAM would be that enterprise EAM solution. So if you have many different business models that you are trying to accommodate, many different geographies, many different asset types, locations, etc. So for all of those hierarchies, if you want one model that can accommodate all of it so that you don't have to use multiple different EAM types depending upon their business models, depending upon their locations, if you want that, then Oracle EAM could be a great fit. Oracle EAM could also be a great fit when you are trying to outgrow some of these mid-market smaller solutions. You have tried that, but they are not working for use cases. You have many different EAM solutions in your portfolio, and you are trying to consolidate all of that as part of one solution. For those use cases, Oracle EAM would be a great fit. Oracle EAM obviously is going to be aligned with other solutions in Oracle's portfolio. For example, ERP, if you care for that alignment, then Oracle EAM is going to be a great fit. So that's number 4. Number 3 on our list is IBM Maximo. And IBM Maximo is also that enterprise product. It is going to have all of those enterprise layers accommodating many different business models, whether you are going to be public sector, not-for-profit, transportation, telecom. For all of those verticals, you are going to have many different asset types, many different geographies. You are going to have very complex layer for each of those asset types. So if you care for that, then IBM Maximo could be a great fit. But again, when any solution might be enterprise focused, then they might not be as easy to use. So again, you are going to get that complexity. So depending upon where you are in your journey, whether you are looking for slightly more enterprise-centric solution or you are looking for leaner solution, IBM Maximo could be a great fit for the enterprise-centric use cases. And this would be slightly more agnostic. They are not affiliated with any specific machine types or manufacturer. So if you care for that independence, then IBM Maximo could be a great fit. And that's number 3. Number 2 on our list is Hexagon EAM. So Hexagon EAM also is that upper mid-market centric solution. So it's going to support many different asset types, but they are far more aligned with Hexagon, and they are also a machine manufacturer, very similar to Siemens or Rockwell. So Hexagon owns this product, so their processes are going to be aligned far more with the Hexagon devices for the most part. Hexagon does really well. For example, let's say if you look at some of the ERP systems, Infor and Infor M3, just because this solution used to be owned by Infor, now this is independent with Hexagon. So if you care for that, then Hexagon EAM could be a great fit. But then Infor is going to have their own sort of asset management capabilities. But this is going to be far deeper from the machine integration perspective. Infor, LN, M3, and some other ERP systems, they might not be as deep from their machine integration perspective. And if you care for all of those predictive, proactive maintenance scenarios, then this could be a great fit. So that's number 2. Number 1 on our list is IFS EAM. And IFS is that enterprise grade asset management solution. It's going to cover many different business model. It can be used in that best of breed setting. It is also aligned with IFS ERP. So if you care for that alignment with the ERP centric processes as well, then this could be a great fit. Again, this is an enterprise grade solution, so it's not going to be as easy to use when you compare this with something like Asset Works or Upkeep Maintenance. They are far easier to use. They are very leaner. Overall, they're from their data model, from the process model perspective, IFS EAM is much thicker. It's designed to accommodate many different business models. Now they are investing a lot more from the agentic capabilities as well. When you talk about the whole industrial AI, they are really investing in that. So if you care for that, then IFS EAM could be a great fit. And that's number 1. If you enjoyed this video, we are going to include a detailed report that is going to have much deeper insights. So you might want to check that. This list is also part of our digital transformation report that we publish annually. That is going to have a lot more other categories as well as benchmarks that you might need for your asset transformation or digital transformation. This podcast is also available in the audio form on major podcasting platforms, so you might want to check there. We publish these videos on a weekly basis, so you might want to hit subscribe button on YouTube. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.